Doing the F3 Plus, OPPO F3 Plus. Although F3 is already there in the market, we have that phone, but that review will be coming next week. This phone, well, it's been there for some time now, but we couldn't find the time to review it, but we've been using it all this while. And yeah, let's just get going, man. This is the big OPPO F3 Plus. The OPPO F3 Plus, well, it's supposed to be the successor of the OPPO F1 and F1 Plus to be precise. And yes, being an OPPO phone, the USP of this phone is that it looks good and it offers a great selfie camera. And this one pretty much looks like the F1 Plus, except that, you know, it's bigger, man. That one was 5.5 incher, this is a 6 incher. You got a full HD display over here. You have Gorilla Glass 5 protection to ensure the big screen is protected well. You also get 2.5D glass just to make sure that it looks aesthetically well. But then again, the design is pretty good, man. Looks like the F1 Plus with slight changes, and the prominent one being these antenna lines. You have 3 on top, 3 at the bottom. Very finely made antenna lines, and this is going to help you in getting a better reception as well. But design wise, I think it's a beautiful looking phone, very well made. The display, although it's just full HD on a 6 incher, somewhat is able to justify. It looks good, the viewing angles are nice, and watching videos on this bigger display is going to be a delight. Alright, let's talk about the hardware now. Powering this OPPO F3 Plus is your Snapdragon 653 processor. It's a 1.9 GHz octa-core processor. You have 4 GB of RAM, which is good enough. You also get 64 GB of storage as well. And if I talk about the overall performance, it's pretty good, man. This phone will take care of all your regular daily tasks like browsing, making calls, multitasking and all that. In fact, you can play games also. Been playing Asphalt on this. It was pretty awesome, man. Playing games on a big screen is always nice. And we didn't really see any frame drop or stutters or lags whatsoever. So this one pretty much takes care of it all. Not the fastest of the processor for the price that the phone comes in, which is around 30,990 rupees. But still, you wouldn't be really disappointed with the performance. Of course, with prolonged usage, it will heat up because of the metal design as well, but that's well contained. It's not a big problem as such. S1 is running on the Android 6.0 Marshmallow OS, which is kind of old, but yeah, so we're still waiting for the nougat update. And you have this Color OS 3.0 on this. I think it's a very well optimized OS, and it doesn't really look all that heavy at all. And yeah, that's good, because you know, the lighter the software, the hardware is able to support it well. And I think it's a very well optimized phone. You won't really face any major lags or any issues whatsoever. We didn't. Now the camera. The USP of this phone is of course the dual camera that you get in the front, a 16 megapixel and an 8 megapixel camera. At the back you get a 16 megapixel camera as well. Now the rear camera picture quality, I think it's pretty good. The colors are somewhat intact. It's sharp enough, but the only thing that's missing are those fine details. So that's something that is missing. And also it tends to overexpose pictures at times. Low light picture was somewhat disappointing, which was, I know it was expected. Coming to the front camera, the 16 megapixel and the 8 megapixel camera, you get good results. Again, somewhat the same style, sharp, colors look nice, but then as the light drops, the details also tend to drop pretty fast. It's not a bad front-facing camera, the picture quality is not bad, but we were expecting something little better than the F1 Plus, but it's pretty much the same, so not all that bad. The battery, now you get a 4000 mAh battery, which is good, and it does a fantastic job. It will last you the day, so that's good. For a phone this big and this bright, you know, the battery will of course it will juice out that battery, but it should last you the day, so that's another good thing. Alright, so final thoughts, should you be buying this phone for 30,990 rupees? I think it's a good deal. It's a big phone. The USP of course remains a big bright screen, the front facing camera, but for 30,000 rupees there is still the OnePlus 3T, which is a way better phone, performs really well. It might not be that good with the front facing camera, but it's still a 16 megapixel camera which gives a good result. So my personal choice would still be the OnePlus 3T. And of course, if you don't want to pay all that much, then there is the Xiaomi Mi Max, which costs like 10,000 less than this phone. And if you want really good selfies, then the Vivo V5 Plus is also a very good option. So yeah, that's from me now. Next week is going to be the OPPO F3 and maybe the Vivo V5 Plus as well. Let's see.